So last year, Dreams launched in early access, and I actually picked it up at that time, and I kind of wanted to check it out just to see what was going on in the game and the idea around it. Media Molecule had been working with it for a while. I remember hearing about Dreams like in 2015 or so. It's been a while, right? But it is finally out, technically. You can go to a store and buy it, or you can pick it up on the PlayStation Store. I believe it's a $40 game, and the idea of Dreams is to allow you to make, I guess, your dreams or your dream game. It's basically a game engine that's designed to allow you to create a game without having to do all of the crazy coding and all kinds of stuff you have to do to get to your end goal, which is to have something running in front of you. And because of that, and that it's now released out of early access, everyone is really checking out this game and trying to do different things with it. They're pulling inspiration from other places, and they're also creating their own original projects. And the original projects are still pretty early on, but there is some crazy stuff going on in Dreams right now. And yes, a lot of it is based around things like South Park, for example. We'll check that out. But then also, you of course have Mario being put into this game as well. So yes, we're going to technically play Mario on the PlayStation 4. The reason I want to do this video now rather than wait too much longer is because I think we're going to eventually figure out how they deal with copyright strikes and all kinds of things there. So I figure let's make the video before that all happens. Now, when you start up Dreams, you can either do dream creation or you can do dream surfing. Dream surfing is pretty much you saying, hey, I just want to see what everyone else is doing and I want to play the games that they have posted, whereas dream creation will take you into your own, basically, game editor and you make your game or showcase if some people have done, or they've really shown off visuals and tech demos and stuff of what this engine can do. But I figure we'll check out a few projects here that I thought was pretty neat. So this one is called Super Mario Infinity. It's a Super Mario 64 style game. They used the assets from other creators and made improvements to them. It says they're planning to make a complete game, and this is just a demo level to give us an idea as to how it all plays and all of that. I did play a little bit of it just to see, and I mean, right away you can see visually, look, whenever I play any of these Dreams games, it is off, right? It's off by like a little bit. Like you see it and you go, well, that doesn't quite look authentic, but you know, they're working with what they have in the game and the assets that are basically available to them. Now, of course, you can create them and work on them further. So you'll see some games that have higher quality than others in Dreams, but this game has the triple jump where you do the three jumps and then you do the big somersault. It has the back jump there. It also has kind of the crouch. You can punch and kick. The only thing I've noticed with this is just a tech demo level, so the idea is to get used to jumping around the different spots. The thing that I've really noticed about this is that your jumps, it feels like you're almost on ice when you're running around. So there are a lot of times where I noticed that I made the jump, but then I kept sliding. It just doesn't feel like the controls don't feel as tight as what you would expect a Mario game to feel like, but it is in, like I said, a game editor essentially. And for what I could tell, the idea of this tech demo is to just jump to the top of their little setup here, and at that point you collect a star and that's it. The level doesn't actually end. It would have been up there. I already grabbed the star, but it would then end and that would be it. You'd just still be stuck in this tech demo kind of level. So it is very much a work in progress setup here. There's still a lot that they wanted to do. I think they were just trying to get the idea of maybe the physics, the world building down and how it jumps. So like the idea here is to obviously do your jumps on the wall. It doesn't feel very good at all to do that. That's something they're working on, and you of course crawl through here. If you let go of the crawl button, I found out it just kind of kicks you out sideways that way. So there is quite a bit of bugs in this, but again, it's Dreams, and someone was just playing around with the idea of making a Mario level, and you know what? I think for someone just attempting to do it, it's pretty good. So I want to go with something that should be mind-blowing to most people. This is Fallout 4 Dreams Edition. That's right, you heard that correct. Someone made Fallout 4 in Dreams. It even says, look at this, expect slow frame rate. Apparently there are bugs in the game. I mean, they went all out to make this as authentic as possible. So I have played a little bit of this already because that was like the first thing I wanted to do. I was like, someone really remade Fallout 4 in Dreams. I mean, look at this. This is done in Dreams. it looks insane. Now, if we go in here, they have a few things you can do. There's a tutorial, an NPC showcase, already ahead of Fallout 76, right? They put NPCs in Fallout 76, right? So, you know, they're just trying to catch up to them. They have the free roam mode here, and that's the one that I mostly played, was the free roam work in progress mode. It says it has bugs and all of that, and again, that's kind of what I expect with Fallout, so sure. But it just drops you down here, right? I already have a gun because I talked to the little robot guy flying around, and you can pretty much just free roam around and check things out. From what I can tell, it's mostly just this little patch of land, and you can take this elevator up where there were enemies. So take the little lift up here, and they did design that all in. I noticed that if you look at the top, frame rate's good. You kind of look down and frame rate tanks. They do have a preferences where you can change the frame rate to like focus on frame rate rather than resolution, which I did. And there were some enemies up here that I shot up, but they do have like the shooting animation. It took a little while to do that. The reload button isn't as responsive, so you do some shooting, and I'm sitting here tapping reload right now, and eventually, there we go. Okay, eventually it reloads. So there is some stuff to work on with that one. I didn't know if there was anything else really to do as I destroyed the enemies here, and then I kind of got to the end at this point and just kind of hung out. They had a chest here that I could go through. But yeah, I have to say I'm impressed with what I've seen here with this Fallout 4 creation in Dreams, and I don't know if they're gonna go like. Consider what you'd have to do to spend a lot of time with dialogue and other things in Fallout 4 to recreate the entirety of it, or even a new version of it. It would take a while and several people, I would say, to get that done. But if anything, I look at this as seeing a showcase for what you can do with an original project in Dreams. Speaking of showcases, we're going to go take a look at South Park, because someone actually recreated the town of South Park in Dreams. It's not really a game necessarily, as you just kind of walk around in South Park, but it is pretty neat to see someone take the time, and there's quite a bit of attention to detail here. Now, it's just the town, so you don't go in any buildings that I've seen. So you have visit town, information, exit game. We'll just jump right into the town, and it just drops you in with a first-person view. You don't necessarily, like, we're right at the bus stop here. You don't have any way, from what I can tell, to run, so you just kind of walk slowly. But yeah, we're just kind of walking around South Park. There's City Hall and Town Center that way. There's the South Park sign, and I believe the elementary school is right near City Hall as well. So basically, a person sat down and really spent time trying to figure out where everything would be as close to source material as possible. They say they use several episodes, web pages, and all kinds of information that's been gathered to kind of recreate the town of South Park that you can walk around. Didn't look like everything was done, because there is kind of like, in some Dreams games, there's like work in progress signs and stuff to bar you off. I believe the mall right now is barred off, but like here's Stan just kind of hanging out. He moves very strange. I don't think they have the animation set up for some of the characters, so he kind of just like does this weird jumping around motion. But he's sitting here watching Terrence and Phillip, it looks like, at the at Telly's. But he does some weird motion when he kind of moves. So yeah, no, that again, work in progress. It seemed like they probably wanted to mostly just remake the town in South Park, and then they figured that they'd put some of these characters in just as very basic figures. But that's the thing about South Park, is visually, of course, it's a very basic show in terms of visuals, and I guess recreating it this way in 3D it's pretty neat. So if you have Dreams, you can literally fire up South Park and spend some time walking around. I do kind of wish, from what I can tell, I've tried, I wish there was like a run button or a move faster button, I guess. So otherwise you just kind of very slowly just walk through. Like, I want to run all the way down there, but if I spend the time walking, it's going to take a while to get there. I'd rather just run down there real fast. You can kind of teleport to certain points, but just being able to just move quicker, right? I'm clicking in the left stick thinking I could run faster, or holding R2 or something. So the next one is PT. I know we seem to have PT remade constantly, and what's hilarious is it's a demo, so it's not even like it was a full game that was released. I think because we love the idea of what the demo could have become, we just always want to see it remade, it seems. And someone did redo PT in Dreams. You can see PT 1.04 by Louis C729. Apparently they're doing updates on Twitter as well, which is pretty cool. But this is the hallway from PT. Yeah, isn't this crazy? This is in Dreams, of course. The game the game engine we just saw make Mario, for example. Here we are now in the PT hallway, walking down looking for what's probably something that would jump scare you, right? That's always the great thing about PT. You can walk through the hallway, nothing will happen, but the entire walk, you're just uneasy, right? You're concerned something's behind you. You're not sure if something's going to jump out or if a door is going to slam shut or something crazy is going to happen. The part about this is I think the brightness might be a little too low. They do have an adjust brightness level, but I still feel like it might be just a little too dark at times to tell what's going on, especially if you're in the bathroom part there. I didn't think I'd be able to get out of there because I was just unable to see what was going on around me. But yes, it is PT. You do the hallway loop several times, and it just scares you, even in dreams. Next up, we have Sonic Adventure. I mean, is anyone surprised that there would be Sonic Adventure? Someone would do a Sonic game? No, of course. I played a little bit of this, and you know what? I have to say, I did kind of like it. The thing that I thought was really neat is that they did create a hub world in this. So when you start out, you can do like a tutorial and you go through different levels, but they created this hub world that you can run through as Sonic, and then you go to the different levels and play them. It is pretty impressive, I will admit. They did retain some of the speed that you get with Sonic with a boost button, so you can, of course, boost on water, like here. And they do also use the speaker in the controller, something else that I really liked. That's a neat thing to have as well. But yes, they've made an entire Sonic game like this that they are still working on. Sapphire Shore Act 2 coming soon, for example. But I love the idea of including a hub world with it. It is a really neat thing to do. I mean, it does look rough because it's, of course, still done in, like, Dreams. But I think what they have here right now is a really cool start, and it is 0.74 or something, so they have a ways to go with it. But really, it's strange to say it because it's in Dreams, it does feel like Sonic. Like, they actually have that feel of Sonic in this game. So they try to include the boost. They have like the side steps that you can do to try to make it go, keep kind of your momentum as you go. They have like the lean you can do. It does get a little out of control at times, but I think that has more to do with Dreams. Still, it does, like I mentioned in with Mario, it felt like you were kind of on ice skates at times. You still have that a bit in Sonic here, where it just feels just a little slippery. But I think overall they've done a pretty good job just trying to keep everything feeling very, very fast as you go through. Like I say, get through the first level in like a minute just from boosting through most of it, and that is a rank C. Now, the other really cool thing with Dreams is they do have multiplayer games as well rather than just single-player games. So people are making things like this, Heroes of Algin, and it's a fantasy RPG co-op game. So I actually have not tried this yet. It says action, adventure, fantasy, fighting, RPG. Let me try this out to finish up. So this does look a little different than I was thinking it would look like. I was almost thinking it would be more of a top-down style RPG, like a Diablo, for example. This is more of a third-person action adventure. It says it has co-op and multiplayer, which is neat, but it does appear that it's, again, the thing with Dreams that I've noticed is it looks fairly basic visually when you see it, but I do think this game, because I feel like it's been doing well enough to at least continue support and everything, and people do talk about it quite a bit. I do think we will see several improvements going forward from Media Molecule, because Sony's even talked about trying to scout talent from Dreams. There's even been talks about possibly selling games from this. I'm not sure how all that is going to work out, because like I said, there is still the idea of copyright strikes and all kinds of stuff happening. I mean, there could be DMC takedowns. We've seen it with fan games, and now fan games are pretty much being intertwined with Sony first-party games and social media and with Dreams, and it's going to be an interesting thing to see. But like original games like this, like if this ended up being a fairly polished game overall, I mean, you never know. You could see something really cool come out of Dreams that people actually want to buy. But for now, if you pick up Dreams, everything that I've played so far, you can just fire it up, jump into and play. You don't have to get Dreams to make games. I mean, you still can. You can get Dreams just to play what would end up being an infinite amount of games. Someone even redid the Ghost of Tsushima action scene from the trailer in Dreams just because they wanted to experience it or maybe see if they could build it. It's impressive stuff, and I do like what Dreams is bringing to the table, but it is up to the community to continue with it going forward, so I hope they also continue to update the tools and bring up some new stuff. But let me know, I guess, if you guys have played Dreams. Let me know what you think about it so far. Maybe this is the first time you have seen it. Let me know if you're now interested in checking out more about it and trying it out even. Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure you like the video on the way out if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if not, and I'll see you guys next time.